All right. Good day, class. Welcome to our first discussion for our second examination. So I recorded this video because last time I have a difficulty on my internet connection, right? So for our first lesson for the coverage for the second exam, so I recorded this morning. Okay. I will show you my shared screen presentation about the um, next continuation about the educational technology. Oh wait, where is my PowerPoint presentation? I forgot to open it. Okay, on the desktop, EDUC 102. Okay, week 1, 4. So we are now on the week 4 to 5. So there would be how many ULO or the unit learning outcomes in this unit? So how many lessons? So just wait. Oh my PowerPoint is very loading. Okay, 75%. Oh, patience is key, so just wait. Processing, loading. Okay, here is it. Okay, I will share the screen to you my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, cancel that one. Here. Okay, for the week 4 to 5, so we have 2 lessons for the coverage for our second examination. That is a week after next week, I think. So every after 2 weeks, we will have our examination. So that is the time that you will also be keep updated on your um, tuition fees or your permit so that hindi siya mas malaki pagbabayaran yun na for the entire term, right? So parang sabi sa in Bisaya is tagi-tagi siya or akyati-on siya pag, right? So first is to explain the importance of the educational technology in facilitating teaching and the learning process. So you already know the introduction about the educational technology, the how does the history of educational technology together with the ICT or the information communication and technology. So we'll know what is the importance of this educational technology. So as we all know, technology is a need today because of this um, current situation, the COVID-19 pandemic, this virtual class or this online class. So any technological advancement represents a tiny step towards a change, unlike from our traditional um, teaching, facilitating teaching and learning process. So this technology could also be a great tool or instrument in this learning process. Each technological innovation represents a step to human advancement. Even the centuries ago, people never thought of operating a computer. So that is why those millennials could survive on this modern world or this technological world, unlike those our parents, di ba, na medyo oldies na sila, is they have difficulties in using this technology. That's why let's give them some patience because ayun nga, di pa nila ito na-experience a while ago, in the past years ago. So yung mga teachers din na medyo oldies na, di ba, is minsan mapansin natin na medyo wala pa silang alam sa mga technologies pero meron naman yung few lang yung may alam because of their updated one. So generations of the past, yun siya, will never dream of being able to communicate with the people on the other side of the entire globe. And some creative minds dared to dream of the scientific discoveries around us that made them the impossible to possible one. So that is why out of their curiosity, their eagerness to really learn about this technology. So that is why they're also helping themselves to keep updated on this technological world. So move my face also again here. So for the benefits of the technology, so we have the following. First is instructional effectiveness. So one benefit of the interactive teaching could be to improve the student achievement. So the students prefer to be more involved in the preparation of their lessons or their activities. Since it requires a more meaning, they learn more through their seeing. So they use their senses. So in the sense of sight. So on what they see, also they read or they hear, hearing for their audio na or sense of hearing and witnessing the activities that tailored for them. So that part, this instruction could also be effective to you students or your future students if you may become a future teachers. Second is the active learning. So these interactive technologies have these simulating environments that promote student participation in the learning process. Students may enjoy playing sports, problem solving, and engaging interactively with the computer tutorials, applications, and the activities. So it could be an active learning between a teacher and a student. So this technology could also be because since of most students right is medyo techy na sila or yes they belong the millennials, so it could also involve their activeness sa klase. Third one is the critical thinking. The development of use of the technology will promote a higher level of the cognitive abilities. So the learner participants are aided in the recalling, the recognizing, applying, synthesizing, evaluating, and then developing. So ayun siya, di ba? Could also enhance our critical mind, which is the use of this technology. So, ma-recall natin yun siya. Like, for example, if you watch a movie, di ba, para ma-recall natin yung mga very important lines sa klase or ma-recognize, ay yun, tama, yun pala siya, no? Because na-retain siya sa ating critical mind if we use our sense of sight or our hearing, so ano yung mga nariringgan natin or yung mga nakita natin, or could also apply it to ourselves and we also synthesize and evaluate and develop another or new knowledge that we have. Again, we have here an example of the instructional technology, just like here from the traditional books that we have. So now in this technological world is we have this laptop. So more instead of the hard copy na book, so pwede din siya ma-transfer or soft copies, di ba, ng mga documents, PowerPoint, mga PDF file, yung babasahin natin. So lahat is mapunta na siya sa laptop. Unlike sa book is for example ito siya is subject is science lang, so about science lang din yung unlike sa laptops you could search it to the internet and marami na yung lalabas na mga subjects. You could also integrate the technology in the teaching and learning process. Another one is the cooperative learning. So well-structured cooperative learning activities can foster the development of the leadership abilities of the students, the teamwork, and enhance self-esteem. So yun siya. Another benefits is the cooperative learning, di ba? So it could also enhance or improve our leadership skills, di ba? If naa siya, may group activities or presentation, and then one of the core values of YUM is this teamwork. So no man is an island, di ba? So we cannot leave just one alone. So unlike if we have different classmates or expertise, so we could learn more something. It could also enhance our self-esteem that we have information or knowledge that could share to them, diba? Yun siya. Next is the communication skills. So this use of technology in small groups and the integration of the telecommunications in the curriculum can enhance these skills. Exposure of the correct pronunciation, the diction, and enunciation prompts the student to emulate what they hear. So yan siya, di ba? It could also improve our communication skills. So using the universal language, which is the English. So if you would have some plan to go abroad or to go to other countries, foreign countries. So we don't have a difficulties or hard time in expressing our opinions and ideas with using these technologies. The next one is the multi-sensory delivery. So the technology supplies the information across the multiple sensory pathways, enabling the students with different learning styles to assimilate the applied knowledge. From the word multi, so it is many. So it could improve our many senses, such as our sense of sight, so of what our see. For example, there is a video coming from the YouTube, a YouTube tutorial. So we could also learn something, or what we can hear, diba, on our audio visual. So just like for example on this recorded video, so you listen on my discussion about the benefits of this technology. Next is the multicultural education. So the telecommunications allow the expansion of the wall of the classroom and the linkage between the students and the teachers in a national and international exchanges. So it could also improve a multicultural education, just like, for example, you have a research presentation from abroad. So since on this situation, so there is no airlines that could help you to transfer to any other countries. So with just using a Skype or Zoom meeting, so you could meet with some of your friends from other countries or some expert. So you could also exchange opinions or ideas about what they already learned. So parang di lang siya mag-end yung learning sa classroom or four walls of classroom. It could also be used of this laptop na for ano din siya square uh, four sides na shape, but could also go to other countries or could expand more sa different pa naman na mga information. So we have here an example of the um, using of these technological gadgets. So as you can see, diba, there's a lot of um, people using it. So in discussing or collaborating their ideas or yes, so having a meeting using this laptop, cell phone, or any gadgets. So the importance of this technology in school. So researchers gave account of why technology is important in the schools. Students have shown the following results. So number one, technology savvy children demonstrate progress in their printing, reading, and math skills. So sino yung mga students or children na medyo may knowledgeable na sila sa technology, so yung mga millennials, di ba? Because they are more updated na sa technology. So bata pa lang or elementary, just like here in the picture, grade 1 pa lang is my laptop na or cellphone. So they know now how to print a file, di ba, from the laptop or this tablet. Then they also read if may babasahin sila ng mga stories or PDF files sa kanilang gadgets. It could also improve their mathematics skills if they are always watching math tutorials sa YouTube. Second, technology has also led to the lower dropout rates and increased student attendance and better skills. So with this technology, it could also inspire the students, di ba, to go to school. Or like for example, there is very stressed sila. So with the use of these technologies, so aside from more on academics, so they would also have some recreational activities just like playing games, di ba? So there is some studies, di ba, that playing Mobile Legends could also be an advantage because it could also improve your critical thinking skills, how to attack that enemy, di ba? Then also the teamwork of your different friends na naglalaro doon. But it could also be there could also be a limitation on that part. Next, the student technology helps the children when they are in a higher education or when they reach up to college. Because just like for example, 'di ba, on I experienced using this laptop or gadgets is when I was in second year college, I think. So I have a report in my major subjects, the zoology. So there should be a PowerPoint presentation. So with that, on the next subject, so I could have that knowledge or information how to use it. And then on my presentation sa aking thesis is okay na din siya. I have that um, easiness, how to use that gadgets. Also, when I reached my master's degree, so there's a lot of paperwork also that is this happening on that time, and then presentation again for my master's thesis. So yun siya, there is, so I did not experience some difficulties because when I reached in college, so parang nahasa na kami sa aming teachers noon sa USEP. So yun siya. Next is the computers may provide a livelier descriptions of the various subjects, di ba? So just like for example, in the subject science, di ba? So medyo mahirap man siya pag mag-imagine ka ng mga ano yung mga DNA, mga photosynthesis or mga processes. So with that, with using this laptop, so you may download some video tutorial coming from the YouTube, and then you could show it to your class students rather to your students, and then they could not have experienced this difficulty sa pag-i-imagine kung ano yung mga DNA. Ganyan pala yung pagpasok or pag-process ng ating mga genes. So that's why nabuo yung offspring, yung bata. So ganyan siya. Next is the using technology in the learning process allows learning and an enjoyable practice, thus generating more interest from the students. So yun siya, di ba? It could also um, could gain interest from the students because since they love to experience new knowledge or a new what you call this one, a new way of teaching, di ba? Unlike sa visual aid lang is more on words lang, and then wala siyang, may pictures nga pero more on words, pero parang wala siyang gumagalaw na mga ano yun siya, di ba? So it also a needed part sa mga students if may mga binibigay din ng mga technological learning information ang teachers. Another importance is that it could also be given an awareness from around the world for the child that can be best established and can be better assimilated to them. Then, administration processes, the official school procedures can be streamlined using this technology. Using the modern technologies, school records, the knowledge about all the students and teachers, and even other school employees can be effectively preserved. So in this pandemic, so we're really more engaging in this technology, di ba? Sa ano lang, first pala is pag gain nyo sa information or sa orientation about sa University of Mindanao is you just read it sa post or Facebook post na ito yun siya, may offer sila na course na ganito, and then you go to university, and then mostly sa ginagamit sa register sa pag how to enroll is also they use their internet connection and for their system, their computer and then laptop, and then for our online class is we have this recorded video. So the information relating to the school staff and the students can be stored securely in the school database. And then the school should have a library network which can be managed effectively by using this technology. So, by the way, the our LIC or Library Information Center has have this um communication with the C&A Publishing. So, nabigyan ako nila ng soft copy about the book pero sa GE3 ko lang na subject. So, tama pala, ako yung dating yung GE3. So, you also could also be part on that library activity. So, you can also download an e-book. So, therefore, we see that the technology not only the students but also enhances the school administrative work. This makes for a more efficient way to store and distribute the information. So yun siya, para siyang storage, di ba, of knowledge or information. Like for example, may nakalimutan kayo from the past year. So with this recorded video, so you could watch it again para naman gagamitin nyo sa inyong next na subject. So again, this e-learning is a great help to this modern world. Unlike of the traditional one, so it could also be less provided to the future students. Next, for the importance of the educational technology. So, as we all know, technology offers a valuable resources to facilitate the building of the knowledge to present the concepts, understandings, and beliefs of the learners, and to establish this structured, interactive knowledge base for the learner. So, for example, the manuals and workbooks are valuable tools for applying expertise to the learners' existing details. So for example, sa yung math, 'di ba, mathematics is there are workbooks that you could also try to solve, 'di ba, practice sa computation or sa manuals, laboratory manuals if you're teaching. If you love sciences, so you could also apply it as a technology. Technology may be the instruments for the transmission of these educational lessons or as participants in the learning process as that are in the constructivist um, environment. So with this learning, a new normal we have. So it could also be an educational lesson, diba? Just like this recorded video where when I upload a PDF file or a Word document, so you could read it at your home, diba? So yun siya. Technology assists also the learners in his or her world to create more intimate the perceptions of his or her life. It also helps the learner to collect, consider, interpret, synthesize the knowledge and create meaning for what technology is presenting. So yun siya, di ba? Educational technology is a great instrument or great help to the students because it could also improve of what you don't know from the past, ba? Next, technology acts as information instruments for the learning by constructing or learning by doing knowledge discovery. So for example, the technology is used as technology to address the questions. So the internet is also a good source for the learning of the learner. So you could use this laptop if you have Wi-Fi connection. So you are connected in the internet, di ba? Like for example, those information from this book is medyo mas mataas man siya, di ba? Or hard copy or mas mataas yung babasahin nyo. Unlike just one click from the internet, so lalabas na yung lahat ng information. But just keep in mind to really have that good source, di ba? Because there are some na hindi siya reliable na source just like sa Wikipedia. So it's not a reliable source because everyone could post it or could edit it. So there should be an author and year, 'di ba? So or it could be yung mga fake news, pag-spread sa fake news, 'di ba? So mali din yun siya. So dapat there should be a posted author and year in gathering that information. So this newspaper, since siya as a media, for example, offers the information about the latest problems and the activities occurring around the world. So yun siya. Should limit those fake news that we are reading. So we should really be reliable and accountable of the source that we are reading so that parang di siya mag-spread pa more yung fake news na lalabas sa mga newspaper or sa internet mismo. So technology is, as a context, is important to support the learning by doing. So when you say learning by doing, so it could be applied from this there is an application, di ba, or tying. So learning by doing, so if my demonstration or making of this tying in other technology, so at least ma-learn man siya or ma-retain ng ating mind. So the representation and simulation of the concrete problems, circumstances, and backgrounds in the real world. So for example, this using real object like the texture of the different barks of the trees to develop the concept of a rough and a smooth. So if nabasa nyo or sa mga estudyante is nabasa nila sa libro na ang bark sa tree is rough ba siya or smooth, so you could also apply it in having an outside observation, di ba? So you go out, so your room outside, so you look for a tree, so you compare its bark if may soft ba, or may smooth, or may rough ba. So yan siya. Ang learning by doing. There is a application of that from the theories or the information that they have read. Also, the representing other people's views, the viewpoints, opinions, and the stories. So technology in the form of the documentation and picture taking can show some religious beliefs like the conducting of the baptism, the wedding, the fiestas, and the processions. So these religious beliefs of the different sects use their perspective Bibles as a basis for their arguments. So, another are the from their books, magazines, and other literary features in the newspapers reveal stories of other above the events in the family life. Or engaging in doing the above mentioned activities with the use of this technology truly represents the beliefs, the perspectives, the arguments, and stories are illustrating the technology as the context. So, yun siya, di ba, importante din siya yung mga documentation or picture taking, parang evidence siya that you really experience this or you already know this kind of information because ayun nga siya na kita mo or na-observe niyo siya from the So, para eventually siya ipagkita na, I am right because nalaman ko to siya from the gathering or from the seminar or klase na ito dapat siya ang correct na information. So, defining the safe, controllable space of problem for the students thought. So, students can be given a logical thinking exercises. So, yun siya, the critical thinking skills is a reflective, reasonable thing focused on what one believes and does. So when confronted with problems, so technology related to thinking skills are used by the learners to find a reasonable solution by analyzing, synthesizing, evaluating, and to come up with a judgment. So yun siya, di ba, technology could also improve our critical mind. So for example, may nabasa kayo na news na ito dapat siyang gagawin and then may another source naman or information na nabasa niya na ito. So debate, so there could be a debate of the knowledge or information. So debate is very important to really learn something, di ba? Because it depends on the information that they have read. So technology could also improve that part. So yun siya, collaborating with others or cooperation. For example, the young students listen to a political candidate's plans after the election and collaborate with other votes in analyzing who is the best candidate to be chosen. Supporting a discourse among knowledge-building communities. For example, the students can initiate the activities like putting up a community vegetable garden, di ba? So parang mag-discuss yung mga estudyante na na-observe nila sa kanilang purok or sa kanilang community na they really need this vegetable garden kasi nga of this COVID-19 pandemic is medyo kailangan natin mag-budget. So yun siya, di-discuss yung mga youth or yung mga sangguniang kabataan, mga SK, para naman may ma-help sila sa kanilang community. Yun siya, discussion, argument, so the arguments or debate is very important on this technological world because it is some parang pinapak nila yung mga information na nabasa nila from other sources. And then also the helping the learners express and describe what they know, focusing on what they have learned and how they become to know. For example, di ba, students can be asked to write a reflective journals about the teacher's performance by jotting down the objectives of the lesson, the strategies of the teachers, um, the use by the teacher and the evaluation applied by the teacher. So in this exercises, the teacher will become aware of how the lesson was delivered. So it could also be, it's up to the teacher. So I have a co-teacher in senior high school, so English teacher na may reflective journal siya na pinapagawa sa mga estudyante niya. But ako, wala pa akong experience na reflective journals because of the out of business. So di ko siya isa-isa check yung mga journals ng mga estudyante. But it's up also to you or you future teachers to use that activity. So creating a personal concrete image also to help the positive thought instances of the students that will help to answer the questions, following questions. So yun siya, di ba? What would you, if you were a communication gadget, you could all ask that to a student. So student may select a microphone and tell the reason of selecting. So So yung sagot ng CJ is, so that the thoughts could be heard by the listeners who are far from the speakers. So, di ba? If you have a louder voice, so this microphone could be a spread or could give awareness to other bigger audience, di ba? Just like sa mga forums, sa mga seminars, or sa mga speeches. So, yun siya. So, that's our wrap for our first lesson for the coverage for the second exam. So, I hope you learned something and you could also select some other information about the importance of the educational technology to the facilitating of learning and communication or the learning and teaching process. Okay, that's it. So, thank you guys for listening and have a good day. Bye, guys.